Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wasallam. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good afternoon. I would like to wish everyone I hope everyone is adopting well with the extended movement control for several weeks. We've been more or less indoors. I would assume that's the case with most of us. Because of the such situation at Islamic Renaissance France, we have also adopted towards a different approach in organizing our talks, our events and discussions from time to time, revisiting important topics, which brings a lot of relevance at the current time. So for those who were with us in the past several weeks, we had organized 2 previous sessions in relation to the condition of the COVID-19 virus. I think it's almost 3 weeks back, we had Dr. Nadir Hashimi from University of Denver discussing more about the situation of COVID-19 and how is it affecting global societies and global democracies throughout the world with different systems of governance. And what we also discussed last week is a session on COVID-19 and the rule of law. Of course, that discussion which Prof. Shad delivered excellently with a lot of discussion. Definitely, we are talking about the rule of law in Malaysia, not the rule of law of the virus, because I think that's very much something that we can understand how does the virus even works. As the for our session, our discussion session today, we are going to have a discussion which is a bit more specific, not only just about the situation under the movement control due to the COVID-19 virus in Malaysia, and how does it relate to the rule of law, but how does it also relate to something more specific, which is on religious freedom among the people. So as I'm sure that most of us are aware, it was just last week that, few days, movement control is extended, basically. It's extended to a new date, to 12th of May, and most likely it could still continue without any guarantee of any confirmation on when would the movement control end. While at the same time, I'm sure Muslims have all basically started Ramadan. I like to wish everyone a blessed Ramadan. And today, I think, is the second day of fast, at least most of us are officially in Malaysia. I'm sure that it is a new experience of having Ramadan and having the fasting period of this, compared to what most of us who are fasting in the past, as usually Ramadan is not just about fasting when it comes to not eating but it also relates to a lot of gatherings in mosques, in community areas, conducting a lot of social initiative, helping out the poor, delivering foods, all this kind of activities, and of course not forgetting about the famous Bazaar Ramadan as well. Those are all basically the past. Those were the normal of the past, and it's not definitely the normal of today. And what is happening for today and perhaps in the coming days of this year's Ramadan, the movement control is in some ways definitely limiting religious sessions, religious activities in the mosque and in the communities, and also when it comes to the business areas as well. But it is, and this understanding that the actual date of end for the MCO is not yet confirmed. It could continue maybe even for Raya and after Raya. And yeah, Raya is even more the time which we usually come and visit people from time to time. And uh, but it is also important to note that it is not definitely it's not just only a situation which is affecting Muslims, but it is also affecting other religious communities as well. The Gawai ceremony, the Easter celebration, quite recently, referring to a lot of reports, a lot of Easter celebrations were even the mass were given online, and a lot of celebrations had to be done online as well. And this brings to the always the important topic and principles about freedom of religion, and how does it relate to the situation of crisis like we are happening now. It is definitely something quite different to how do we usually discuss about freedom of religion. We usually, when discussing about freedom of religion, is also related towards states authoritarianism, discriminations toward religious communities, and certain threats when it comes to the fundamental liberty of religious practices among the people. But the situation now is rather a lot different, as the threat is actually coming from a public health matter, which is definitely important to be addressed across all board, all religious communities, among the government and also among the people. So because of such situation, we are having the discussion today on freedom of religion and COVID-19. So we will be having two speakers for our discussion today. Again, we are going to have Professor Dr. Shad Salim Faruqi. I would like to welcome Professor Shad again.
Thank you very much.
And we will also be having Andrew Hu. I will briefly, hi Andrew, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I will start off with, I will just give a brief background of our discussion. Each speaker is provided 15 minutes for the talk. And I will start with Andrew Hu first, and then we will have Professor Shad to continue with the talk before we will open up for around maybe 45 minutes of Q&A and discussion, and we shall end by around 5 o'clock. I will just briefly read about the biography of Andrew Hu. Andrew Hu has been in legal practice in Malaysia for more than 22 years, an elected member of Bar Council Malaysia since March 2009. He currently serves as co-chair of the Human Rights Committee. For 8+ years, Andrew has continued to oversee the Human Rights Committee at a critical time when many human rights issues have come to the fore: independence and self-regulation of the Malaysian legal profession, freedom of assembly, association, expression, personal liberty versus anti-terrorism measures, and of course, freedom of religion as well. In this capacity, he has represented the Malaysian Bar in giving trainings, seminars, public briefings, public forums, press conferences, speaking on a wide spectrum of human rights issues in Malaysia. He has also acted as watching brief counsel for the Malaysian Bar, the Malaysian Human Rights Commission, the Christian Federation of Malaysia, and the Bible Society of Malaysia before the Malaysian High Court, Court of Appeal, and Federal Court in a range of human rights-related issues. For his pro bono contributions to the promotion, protection, and defense of human rights in Malaysia, Andrew was awarded the Suhakam Human Rights Prize in the Community Individual category in December 2013. So that briefly introduced our first speaker, Andrew Hu. Without further delay, I would like to pass straight over to Andrew to start delivering some of the main key points of the talk. Thanks, Andrew.